Hello guys, today I will describe to you how to install React with Laravel 4.0 on your web application. So first of all, you have to follow a number of steps. All the steps are listed here. You have to install Laravel 4, the version 4.0 or 4.0.3. Then you have to follow the following steps. In step 1, you have to create a Laravel project that you want to install React inside. Then you have to install Laravel UI. I will describe later what's the Laravel UI. And in step number 4, you have to install React under your Laravel project. In step number 5, you have to create new components. You can create one or more components depending on your application. And finally, you can run your application on localhost. Typically, in this tutorial, we are using WAMP server, latest version, Node.js, Laravel, and React technologies. So let us start with step number 1, that we want to create a new Laravel project. I will start cmd and change the path to WAMP server, installation folder, and www root. To create new Laravel application, if you are familiar with Laravel, you can create this normally. If not, you can use the following command, which is composer create project Laravel/Laravel, and finally the project name. I will name my project simply project and click enter. And you have to wait some time for the project to be run. Sorry, I have here an error. It needs a couple of minutes for your project to be installed completely. So now the application is created successfully using all the resources required for it. Now I will open the directory of my project, which is a project, and the next step is to install Laravel UI. So Laravel UI actually is a service by Laravel to separate the user interface from the application in a separate folder. To install this service, you can simply use Composer or this command, composer require Laravel UI, as follows. So as we see here, Laravel UI is installed successfully. After this step is completed, I am going to install React under my Laravel project. So to install React under your Laravel project, you can simply use this following command, PHP artisan UI React. PHP artisan UI React. UI actually is the UI service by Laravel, which installed in the previous command in this line. And I will hit enter. Okay, it's installed successfully. Now I'm going to run npm install to complete the process. Okay, this process also takes a couple of minutes. So now all the React resources have been installed successfully under my React project. Now I can start I can start coding my React JS components for my Laravel application. Simply you can go to your project path under www directory, the project, and you go to folder resources, JS, and you have to check that application and bootstrap files are available. So inside application, you include all the JavaScript React components. So now I have just one component here and the bootstrap file. I'm going to create a new component and I will name it user. We can use this component as well to create a new one. Use the same code. So I will use the same code. I will create a new component, user.js. I will edit the code inside. So you have to create a new code and you have to check that everything is configured normally. The function name must be changed to user, and here we have to export default controller user as well. And here you have the document.getElement by ID. In fact, this ID exists inside a view component in the MVC Laravel architecture. So now I'm not creating any ID example, but now I name this ID user, okay, and here user, and later on I will create a new user element, a new user ID inside a specific element inside my model file, and here we have to change to user. Okay, I will remove all these. I am in user React component. Okay, so now we have created new React component successfully. I have to include this file user inside the application folder. So let me remove all these comments. Okay, now I will create the same file here, required components user. Okay, so we have included the component user inside the application.js. So actually this file serves as a dictionary or library that lists all the components created for your application. After we have created a new component, we have to create a new element inside the model file. Okay, sorry, the viewer file, the view file in my Laravel application. To access the view file, simply you can go to resources, views, and by default we have one view called welcome that's created automatically and generated by Laravel when you created your application. I will access this file. Okay, I will remove all these tags. Okay, and remove this one and remove this element. I will keep the page simple, actually as simple as possible. I will remove all these files. So here is the body. Inside my body tag, I will add a script that links the application.js file, okay, to know that my application is using these components. So I want to register all these components by linking to app.js file. So how to do this? Script source equal. In Laravel, we will use this notation, asset, and then the name of the file, js/app.js, which is the JS folder directory. Okay, then we close the brackets and the curly braces. So now I've included the app.js file, so my application know that I'm using controllers inside my view, this view. Okay, we can create multiple views as well and import the corresponding components inside them. I will link as well another file called app.css. I will let you know where this file exists and how to create it. So link href equal, similarly to the previous code, relative equal style sheet. Okay, so this is asset css slash app.css. okay, so this is the file app.css. So now everything is configured normally. I want to add a new element, div for instance, with id equal user. Okay, and this is the closing tag, and this element is empty as well. Okay, which the code or this tag will be added when I run my application. So now we are done. We have to run more commands such as npm run watch. So this command is used to generate the app.js and app.css files included here, app.css and app.js, as well as it allows you to monitor the changes of your code in the runtime. So now I will click npm run watch and execute this command. Sometimes you will get this error, but you can rerun the command again. I will run this command again. So now the command executed successfully, and the command informs me that two files have been generated, app.js and app.css. So if I go now to the public folder of my application, so here is the public, I can see under JS I have app.js, and in CSS I have app.css. Okay, so now I will launch my application using this command, php artisan serve. I will create a new CMD instance. I will go to my application. Okay, so php artisan serve will run my application. So my application now is listening to localhost and the port is 8000. So I will copy paste this URL in the browser. So as we see here, the application is running successfully. Here is my component. I'm a user React component. So this is the user component. And if we want to create more components, simply you can go to resources, JS. So I will create a new component. Okay, here photos for instance, photos. I will edit the code. So everything here will be renamed. Here will be photos, and here photos as well, and here as well photos. And I will create an element with ID photos. Okay, and will add it to my view. I will customize my code actually to distinguish it from the user component. So I will put it inside h1 tag like this. I'm in photos React component. Clear? So if I open my application again, refresh. Okay, so here my mistake is that I forget to add this component inside the app.js file. Okay, so I will add this component and register it inside my app file and rerun the application. So now I have two components, the user component and the photos component. So that's everything about how to configure React.js inside your Laravel application. If you have more questions, please ask in the comments.